Hey, Square One, it's Jessica Peterson with Peterson SEO. I spoke with Amy this morning, and she accepted this video on your behalf. She said that you guys had just left the office, so she accepted this and is going to forward it on to you. So I'm super excited she did, because I'm about to go over 3 strategies you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge difference in your business. I know that it will, because we've applied these same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies across the U.S., and it's made a significant impact in their business. Right now, you guys are getting about 24 people on average to your website per month. So that tells us that you're missing out on 60 to 70% of the jobs available each month by not having these strategies fully in place, okay? So today we're going to talk about your content keyword strategy, your citations, and backlinks, okay? So here we are on your website. You have a nice looking website. You got the basic fundamentals here. Google doesn't rank websites based on appearance. It is based on content. And so you do need a lot of content, okay? That means having separate pages for each of your major services. Google wants that so that each page is dedicated solely to the one service. That allows you to fully explain everything, your processes, answer your customers' most commonly asked questions, and really focus on that service using those local keywords. So if you're based in Green Bay and serve that area, these should be Green Bay keywords. So water damage restoration Green Bay, water damage repair Green Bay, etc. Okay, so focusing on those local keywords. And if you're servicing other areas outside of Green Bay, you really should consider separate service area pages. You can actually be found in each area that you serve. Now, when it comes to ranking on Google, okay, it's important to understand that 90% of people that are searching have never heard of you guys. They've never been in this situation, so they're not looking for your brand. They are searching those local keywords. So we do have to focus and hyper-focus on those local keywords. Water damage restoration Green Bay, fire damage restoration Green Bay, concrete coating in Green Bay, okay? So we have to focus on the keywords. People are actively searching for those services. This homepage here is the most important page of your entire website. And so it does need a ton of content. This page is supposed to tie all your pages together. So having a little bit of information about each of your major services, utilizing those keywords, and then it needs to have at least 1,500 words or more on this page, okay? If your competition has 1,500 words, you do need more than they have. So you'll need 1,800 or even 2,000 words on this page to be competitive with your competition. So it is really, really critical that you dial in your content and keyword strategy, because Google is sending crawlers to your website, which scans all of your images, your videos, and all of your content. So it needs to be optimized. So even images. So this image has your brand name, but there's no keyword associated to it. So again, using the keywords for your local area, whether it's images or content, or written content, is critical. Okay. And so when Google is scanning your website, it's to understand who your business is, what type of services are you offering, who are your customers, okay, and where do you offer those services. And so when you don't have the right type of content, you're not focusing it on those keywords, there's nothing for Google to index. Google doesn't completely understand what you're about, and so therefore it's impossible for them to send customers to your website, okay? So content is absolutely key to everything we're doing here, okay? Now, if we look at your top ranking water damage in Green Bay competitor, we do have PuroClean, which, yes, is a franchise. And like most franchises, you're only competing with the local one, not the franchise as a whole. And most franchises are given these generic pages that they're not allowed to modify. And so you guys always have an advantage, okay? Because most of these guys can't have their own websites and they can't modify this. You guys can. So we just have to always do better. That means having more content on the page, better quality content, answering those questions, being generally helpful, having those keyword strategy. So you need better content, more of it, more pages, more long form blogs, and all of those things are going to help you to be more competitive and be able to outrank them eventually, okay? It is absolutely very doable. Now, as we know, your customers will start with a search similar to this. And when they do, there's 3 major areas that your website can show up in the top sections for. And of course, that's where we want you to be, right? And so the first is always going to be ads. Those could be cost per click ads and local service ads like these. And these can be very lucrative if this is what you want to do. As long as you have your processes dialed in and proper landing pages built and aren't just sending ads to your main page. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the conversions. You're not going to get the ROI that you deserve, okay? So if that's the situation, you need to dial those in first. Now, these next 2 sections here, this is where the bulk of the traffic comes. This section here, this is your Google Business Profile, Google Map Pack, okay? Your goal is to be in this top 3 because 30% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. They're going to call one or all of these 3 companies. And so if you're not here, okay, you're losing 30% of the jobs every month, leaving money on the table and sending your customers to your competitors. So in order to show up here, you need to optimize your website. I'm sorry, not website. You need to optimize your Google Business Profile and go out and get citations. And citations is simply listing the name of the business, address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories like Yellow Pages, Glassdoor, the Better Business Bureau, Angie's, Home Advisor, House. Even your social media profiles are citations. So we need more of those citations than the competition has. And that's going to help you dramatically with ranking. Okay. And then this third section here, this is the organic section. This is arguably the most important section because 60 to 70% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. And so when your website isn't listed here, you're leaving 60 to 70% of the available jobs every single month to your competition. So in order for your website to show up here, it all comes back to the foundation of this site. Is it properly built with the right pages, content, and keyword strategy? And are you supporting that with backlink SEO? Which brings us to backlinks. So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to see how your website is performing. We can see you have a rating of a 1.6 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. That means Google does not trust your website, and yes, it does have to do with how your website is performing, but more so on the power you're sending to your website, okay? Your website is a tool, and like most tools, it requires power. And so we power our websites with backlinks. And while we do need a lot of these backlinks, it's important to understand that they're not all created equal. We don't want just any backlinks. This is a popularity contest. They need to be relatable links from relatable websites, other home service websites and vendors, okay? And the more good quality links you have, the higher this score is going to get. The fact that you have 98 and a 1.6 says most of these links are spammy, okay? So we got to go out and get good quality do follow links. And once you get more of those, your website trust is going to go up. Google's going to promote your website higher, and it's going to help you rank those keywords. Now, right now, you don't have a lot of content, written content, and you don't have any real keyword strategy. So you've only been indexed for 14 keywords, and you're only getting 24 people to your website. So you're missing out on a ton of potential. If we look at your keywords, you do have a couple keywords here that are on the first page of Google. And it looks like the traffic is mostly coming from your brand. Okay. We do have one keyword here, water damage restoration, Green Bay WI, which is in the top, which is good. So the higher you rank, you're in the 4th position, the higher you get, the more of this potential traffic you get. Right now you're at about 10%. In the highest positions, you can get 32 to over 40% of the available traffic. So even when you get to the first page, want to keep working and promoting it to get higher so you can capitalize on as much traffic as possible. Okay. So you have an index for a few keywords, but they're just not ranking yet. And since you don't have any service area pages, you haven't even been indexed for any of the other areas that you serve. Okay. If we look at your competitor, this area has a 5. And it looks like they're doing a little bit of work to it, but it doesn't make sense to put a whole lot of effort in since they can't fix what's wrong. But because this website is high powered at a 69, it's able to push the power from the main website to the franchisee pages. Okay. And in doing so, it's able to help them rank their keywords and get them more traffic. So this one specific location is getting about 45 people to their website. So not a whole lot, but still more traffic than you're getting. And you can definitely capitalize on that. And it looks like they've got quite a few more of the local keywords that they're indexed for. And some of that traffic is their brand. So these guys are definitely beatable. You just have to apply the strategies that I've shown you. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, apply it yourself, and start driving that traffic, helping more people in your community. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in this, go ahead and give us a call at Peterson SEO. Because at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions that you might have, answer my email, send me a text, or give me a call, and we would be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind giving some feedback on this video, because I'm always trying to make them better. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.